What's up guys, today I want to go through how to create this advanced zoom out transition, which zooms out through a part of the video clip. So for this example, I'm using this car vent as an example. So here are my two video clips that I want to transition between. I've already added the speed ramps like I did in the previous video. So the first thing we need to do to create this transition is to copy and paste the second video clip, hold down Option and then click and drag the video clip up, and then select the top one, go to the beginning, the first frame, hold down Shift and press H. This will create this hold freeze frame, and then we can drag this back over the first video clip and just trim the end off. So hold Option and then right bracket to cut the video clip. So now we just have this freeze frame, and then let's go over to the Effects tab and go down to Masks and Keying, and then drag the Draw Mask effect onto this. And if we zoom in, let's zoom in so we can get a detailed mask around this vent, and then just click and add points to the part you want to transition through. And if we click and drag, then we can smooth out these lines. Now we have the mask added. Over here on the parameters, I'm going to click Invert Mask. Next step, I'm going to go to the crop tool over here, click the drop down menu, go to crop, and then go to the Ken Burns effect. We want the red end box to fill the frame. So if we click this button here, it will switch the start and end point. And then the start box, we want to start the box off inside the mask we just made. And then right click, and I'm going to use the ease out for this, and then click done. So now we have that frame coming onto the screen like that. And you can change the speed of how it comes onto the screen by just trimming this. So if you wanted it to be a fast transition, then just trim it down and it will change the speed. You don't have to change the keyframes. I'm also going to add an effect to this. Let's go to the Effects tab. If you have the Effects expansion pack, then you can also add on the Extrude effect. And then we can add some depth to the mask. Otherwise it kind of looks a bit flat. And then we can change the settings here to match the color of the vent. I'll leave the link to this effects expansion pack in the description. It doesn't come with Final Cut Pro, but it's a plugin that you can buy. Now I need to change the scale of the background video clip to match the scale of the transition. So around about here, once the freeze frame has come onto the screen and filled the edges, I'm going to select the first video clip. On the scale parameter, I'm going to add a keyframe and then move forward to the last frame. We can see the background video clip and just turn down the scale so that it gets smaller in the background. And I'm also going to add a keyframe for the position so that the background image stays in the same position. Okay, so now the first video clip zooms out as well. Let's select the freeze frame again, and let's keyframe the fill opacity, add a keyframe in the middle of the transition, and then go to the end and just turn this down so that it fades out the background video clip. So now the background video clip fades out during the transition. Now I'm going to add some shake effects. So let's go to the Titles tab and go to Adjustment Layer and bring in an adjustment layer to add some effects. And adjustment layers don't come with Final Cut Pro, but it's a free plugin that you can download. I'll leave the link to it in the description. They just allow you to add effects to your whole project. So it's a really useful tool. So I'm going to go to my Effects tab and I'm going to add a handheld shake effect over the whole transition. And I'm going to keyframe this so that it starts at 0 and ends at 0. And then I'm going to bring another one in and add a bounce shake onto this, and then change the settings to create like a vertical bounce. And then finally, I'm going to add some motion blur over this to smooth it all out. So if I go to the Titles tab and go to Motion Blur and just add some motion blur over the top of the transition. And yeah, there we go. That is the finished effect. I'll leave all the links down below to some of the plugins that I used. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.